In Excel, you can create drop-down boxes to choose values for your cells. To create a drop-down box, you simply follow these 4 steps. We're going to go through them in the first example of the drop-down file. First, you'll select the cell or the range of cells where you want to add the drop-down list. Then you'll go to Data Validation. On the Settings tab, select List from the Allow drop-down box. In the Source field, you'll enter the drop-down list items, each separated by a comma. Now the cell has a drop-down list with each option that you can choose. You can click the option or you can type it in directly. But if you try to type a value that is not listed in the drop-down list, Excel will not allow it. If you want to allow values that are not in the drop-down list, you can go to the Error Alert tab and uncheck the option to show an error alert after invalid data is entered. That way, you can use the drop-down boxes for convenience without restricting your options. Typing all the values in the Source field is an easy way to create a simple yes or no option and other lists that you will only use one time. The drawback with this approach is that if you use the same list in multiple cells, and later you want to update the list, you have to update the source list for each of those cells. That takes extra work, and it's possible that you'll make a mistake. If you'd like to reuse a drop-down list, or if you already have the values listed in your workbook anyway, I'd recommend referencing a range of cells in your data validation instead of manually entering the list. Referencing a range for your drop-down list gets even easier if you use a named range. If you go to Formula's Name Manager, you can assign names to cell references. Then, if you want to update the cells in your list later, all you have to do is update the named range instead of changing anything with the data validation source. You will usually use an absolute reference for the source in your drop-down list. However, there may be times when you want the drop-down source to change when you copy and paste the cell. To do that, you can use a relative reference in the source field by leaving off the $signs in the reference. There are some other cool things you can do with drop-down lists, like using Unicode characters, using dynamic ranges, or putting formulas in the source. Check out Vertex 42's article and sample file if you want to learn more advanced techniques for using drop-down lists.